Judges 6:39. Then Gideon said to God, "Do not be angry with me. Let me make just one more request. Allow me one more test with the fleece, but this time make the fleece dry and let the ground be covered with dew." This is a prayer that seems to violate the commandment, "Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God," and a verse that might seem to imply that God, by accepting it, was complicit in breaking God's commandment. But what is seen here is not a test of God's commandments or promises, or a test of God's existence. God does not see this as a test of God. For a person who had little knowledge of God's law was asking for some signs again to assure him that God was with him. Gideon performs two unusual experiments. One is to place a fleece on the open ground during a night of snow, leaving the ground completely dry and only the fleece covered in snow. The next is to turn it upside down, leaving the ground completely wet with snow, but the fleece dry. God gave Gideon these two things he prayed for to ensure that God has chosen him and commissioned him to fight the Midianites. The experiment that Gideon performed to ensure that his life and that of those with him would not be lost is remarkable. But it is not good to ask God for a sign for trivial matters. By answering Gideon's prayer, God is also preparing a leader who will change the situation of a persecuted people and bring them to a life of peace. Gideon never repeated such trials in his later life. May we also have a firm faith in God and be able to maintain it until the end. May God bless us abundantly.